Welcome everybody from around the world. Let's just take a moment and enjoy the healing of being with each other. And you might even want to move a little closer to your screen just so we can have this connection with each other. There's a certain healing that comes just in relaxing in to being citizens of the earth. There's a certain kind of healing that comes just from fully being explicit in our being aspects of the earth. Some people say that it's important to be a member of your community wherever you are, and I'm certainly a proud participant in the hill country of Texas where I am. And I feel very much a part of the limestone and the trees and the odors after it's been raining here a little bit after a long drought. I'm also a citizen of the United States. But you know what? I feel most at home thinking of myself as an aspect of the earth. And just see for a moment if you fully own that, just listening to the sound, just say that out loud right now. I am a citizen of the earth.
I am a citizen of the earth. I am a citizen of the earth. Yeah. And every day when I go out on my deck, the beauty of the surrounding is just awesome. We have a deep canyon that we look down on, and it's all green now, and we've had a lot of rain, thank goodness. And I feel so exuberant, I guess, in that, I want to say that environment, our environment. We're so blessed to have a beautiful environment where we live. And it's very healing in many, many, many ways.
Right, and we welcome you back, Judith, after a sojourn, broken hip and so on, and we'll hear more from you about that as we go along. So just experiencing what that feels like to you to say out loud, I am an aspect of the earth.
I am an aspect of the earth.
Yes, and I am earth speaking for herself. So as you let that sound just seep into your bones, we begin our time together. And I want to invite you on the chat, if you'll go to the chat. Let's see here. I got the chat. All right. And as you go there, I'm going to type in a message here to you. And I'm going to say, we are here to heal each other as part of the earth. And as soon as I typed that in, I saw Leanne from North Carolina, and I see others who are starting to come in. So I want to invite you at this moment to think about, to focus on your awareness on a part of your body, part of your mind, that where you feel a constriction. And as you focus on that and you feel it, we all have it. And as you have these tight spots caused largely by incoming stress. And as you concentrate on that, if you feel comfortable in doing it, put what part of you would like to feel the sound of healing today. And I'm hearing from California, Karen. I'm hearing from Amherst, Massachusetts, Diane. Here, Yvette, right shoulder. JJ, sacrum. Bonnie Lowe, the heart. Diane Browsey, chest and back. Pamela, eyes and heart. Teresa, mallet, left shoulder. Haley Whitehead, the neck. Mel Bricker, hi Mel, shoulders. Kathleen, left knee. Judith Olson, abdomen. Lisa, gut health. And so we'll go on with that. And we're going to have several different kinds of sounds coming through today. And each time we have sometimes a spoken voice, sometimes singing, sometimes other sounds. Just allow the sound to come in and go through and gently dance with that part of you that has constrictions. There's Linda Griebenau from Minnesota, right knee and hip. Glad you're here, Linda. Linda's the new dean of the Wisdom School. So it's just being with each other is a blessing. And in the blessing, there is healing. And one of the things about that we're experimenting with, getting away from some forms of media, and that is not being afraid of silence. Leaning into the feeling of we got nowhere to go, we got nothing to do. We're just being with each other. So right now, I'd like for us to shift and listen to Carol Flake Chapman bringing to us a poem that really, in some ways, is deeply connected with what goes on inside of us as we open ourselves to the larger possibility around us. Hearing now from Carol.
Hi, I'm Carol Flake Chapman, and I'm a very proud member of the Earth Tribe. And I have something I'd like to share with you. I was out in West Texas trying to get away from it all, and I realized, it might be nice to send some of the less pleasant parts of myself also on a vacation. So I wrote a poem about that, and this is called How to Spend Your Summer Vacation. Because the days were getting hotter, I decided to send some of myself on a summer vacation without me. For my angry self, I bought a ticket on a flight to Nepal to go trekking in the thin air and just cool off. But first, I had a bonfire to burn all the old hurts and turn all the old flashpoints to ashes. For my despairing self, I decided on Italy, where politics can be going to hell, but la dolce vita, the good life, goes on. But first, I had to empty out the baggage because traveling without a load was required for embracing all the beauty and light. For my envious self, I chose India and reserved a place in an ashram devoted to caring for the poor. But first, I had to get rid of some ridiculous notions that the fortunate and talented lead enchanted lives. For my fearful self, I reserved a place on a horse track to Mongolia, where she would ride like the wind. But first, she had to practice jumping from airplanes and landing safely to ease the distance from horse to ground. For my cynical self, it was Mexico that beckoned with its monarchs that returned every year like magic. But first, I had to make an altar for the souls of all the departed who would return with the butterflies. And that left only my loving self to stay at home, for I couldn't spare her for a single moment. But first, I had to tell her softly that they would all be back. Anger, despair, envy, fear, and cynicism. But that when they returned in the fall, they would have great stories to tell, and they would bring with them their new friends, gratitude and empathy, so that instead of the same old sad routine, they'd join up to find a path to happiness.
Thank you so much, Carol. And Carol's coming to us in energy right now from France, from Paris, France. And she opens our awareness to this inner council inside of us, where we have, the angry self, the afraid self, the cynical self, the depressed self. And these can become little coagulated points inside of us that poem can open us up to. So maybe you had some selves that you ran into in your healing from your broken hip.
Yeah.
Any that you can share
that I can actually share publicly. Really, I had some flagellation, I would say. Like, how could you do such a stupid thing, Judith? Jogging up a hill and then slipping on the gravel and then landing on your right cheek and hearing it crack. And that was a big self. It's like, oh my gosh, what have you done, you idiot? How are you going to crawl home? How are you going to get home? What's going to happen? So that was a big voice inside of me, like, this should not have happened. You should not have been out jogging on the road, blah, 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 blah. So I've also have a self that is very grateful to everyone who's been so compassionate to me in this healing process with this broken hip. And Will doesn't like me to call it broken hip. What is it?
It's a healed hip.
A healed hip. But you don't have it.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, I am getting better, and I'm just grateful to everyone's healing energy that they sent to me. And I'm pretty sure that all is going to be well at some close point in the future. So to everyone who reached out to me, who's listening to this call, I just want you to know that I'm so grateful for your caring and for your healing energy and for the things that you've done for me. And it's going to be all good as far as I'm concerned.
Right. And I'm just thinking, Judith, there's June. She has her right hip also. And we have knees, we have throats, we have guts, we have necks and shoulders, we have right eye and temples, we have a heart, we have an abdomen, and so on. And I'm guessing that nearly every one of us that brings our healing need today, nearly every one of us has this voice that Judith mentioned that is in our inner council. And that voice is somehow scolding us for having a problem. And the answer, I like what Carol said, we can kind of send that voice on a brief vacation, knowing, and I love what Carol said, that voice will come back, and we surround the voice that says, you idiot, you shouldn't have done this, blah, blah, blah. That voice, surrounding it with our awareness, surrounding it with our compassion. And in that way, opening ourselves to bridging into larger possibilities. And speaking of bridging, I want to bring Kit Holmes into our healing circle this morning and listen to what she has to say about bridging into a bigger possibility.
So the album The Bridge came out in 2017, a little over a year ago, and was recorded at Blue Rock here in Wimberley, Texas, with just a phenomenal cast of people that are on that record. My Pride and Joy, it's my 6th CD, and the song itself, The Bridge, was that idea. There's a phrase in Centers for Spiritual Living as part of the vision statement. It's part of their global vision is creating a world that works for everyone. And I use that tagline on my website, creating a world that works for everyone, one song at a time. And so the song The Bridge came out. I wrote from that perspective of that's really it. This is our job, is to build those bridges across social and economic and religious and political and all those lines that we appear to be so divided on these days. And it's also a very hopeful song that there are a lot of us doing this work in the world that are making those bridges and finding those ways and learning about, institutionalized racism and so forth. So it's a fun, beautiful dance song. Get up on your feet. My plan is still for people to create their own videos around the world dancing on a bridge to that song, and that in some way, shape, or form we can compile them into the music video for The Bridge. So I'm putting the invitation out to find the song at kidholmesmusic.com. It's called The Bridge. It's the title track to the album The Bridge. It's got an awesome trombone solo in the middle of it. I didn't play it, but I'm just saying it's you want to get up and dance to this song, and create a video and send it to me. You'll get the information about how to do that. Just send it to the website or the information on my website, and enjoy and dance and have a good time with it and build bridges. That's what we're here for. Thanks.
To overcome. The chasm may seem wide, but we can get to the other side. If we agree, we believe in the power of one. We are a bridge. We are a bridge. We are a bridge. We are a bridge to a world that works for everyone.
Yeah, in some ways, Kit, we are a bridge, and everyone gathered here today, and all of those who are listening live, streaming on Facebook as well, and for all of those viewers who will see this in the weeks and months to come, we're bridge walkers from one domain of reality to another. So I want to pause before we go on here and just talk about the bridge from our generation to the younger people. We know that here in Texas, we have really what I would call a tragedy and an embarrassment to Western civilization, in the sense that we got the children, the Hispanic children on our borders that are being treated very shabbily, and we're hoping that the treatment will grow better. And I'm just want to invite Chris Turner to say something about moving. Chris works with largely Hispanic children, sixth graders, and she's healing from the intensity of that experience here in the summer. And just any.
I'm glad to be here, number one. And number two, I have had multiple thoughts moving through my head as we listened to the beautiful music and Carol's just outstanding poem. And I think that I teach world history to sixth graders, primarily brown-faced children, and I look out at their faces, and there's a story, very briefly, to indulge me just a minute, about a little mouse named Frederick who spent his time during the winter months as using the memories that he had of the beauty of summer. And that's what I do. And I share those memories that I bring from summer with my children who might not have the opportunities like I've had. And I just bridge that gap between the generations to the young people. And
Good.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. We can see it on your face. And I was just talking with JJ Morales this morning on the deck of our place, looking out into the canyon, talking about maybe in the future, we're going to have some connection with these children of immigrants and actually have some conversations with them in this setting so that we can heal ourselves by connecting with them. And I look forward to that possibility. I don't know exactly how we'll do it, but we're moving in that direction. And we, at this moment, are Earth healing herself by being aware. I love your phrase, Chris, of brown-faced children and our being aware of them. So now it's, wow, we're coming to part of our experience today that I really look forward to, and that is having Shay Nichols with us and sharing different sounds for healing that we can direct into our knees, our hips, our guts, our hearts, our heads. and then after Shay sings a bit and shares with us, then we'll have her talking live from Wales, the United Kingdom. Okay, Shay. While we're waiting, Shay, let's just connect with you live. You're in Wales, right?
Yes. Yeah, this used to be an old stable, and now we're gonna sing in it for the next week.
You're gonna sing in the stables.
And the river and the trees, and there's lots of places here.
So good. We're checking on a little bit of technical challenge we're having here.
Sure.
Yeah, so while we're waiting for that, give us a sound from the stables that just bubbles up inside it.
Okay, sure. Last night
Okay, thank you. I think we're ready now.
Okay.
Let's shift gears. Sheila, if you'll bring Shay.
Hello, my name is Shay Nichols, and I am in Santa Fe, New Mexico right now. I know I'm by a fireplace, but it's hot here and beautiful. I'm a sound healer. I lead voice workshops, and I'm creating something called the Natural Music Institute, which brings together musicians and scientists to listen to the earth and give voice to the earth. I'm really honored to be a part of this call. Sound, I love sound. I think sound is one of the most profound ways we can connect with each other, with ourselves, and with the earth. It's such a powerful modality because it bypasses the mind and goes straight to the heart. So this topic of how to use sound for our own healing in communities and for the earth is at the heart of my work. So many things to say, and I feel like just making one note can say 3 paragraphs of what I have to say about sound. Part of its power is it carries intention. Song, sound, music, it's like a messenger. And that's what I encourage people to do, is to drop into their hearts when they sing. And if you've ever been around little children, 2 or 3 years old, that's what they're doing. They're just singing, they're singing, they're singing, they're singing their hearts. And there's something so innocent and pure about that. And I guess I help people remember that, because I don't feel like I teach them. It's remembering, because we all know how to sing. We all know the power of music. What else to say? Singing it's how I pray. It's how I show my love for the earth. And I think I'll just sing something for the earth right now and then come back. So I think the earth loves to hear us sing. I think it's a way of feeding her, and she feeds us. And I think that all the people on this call love nature, and I know everyone goes out and they hike in nature and experience the silence, which is beautiful. But if you've ever tried singing to a tree or a little flower or even a rock, it's quite an experience, because it's not only you offering your heart to that part of nature, you also receive something from nature. And every time I do that, it changes me immediately. It changes how I see, it changes how I feel. I feel like I'm a part of the earth, like I'm connected. So I think sound is such a powerful way to connect to the earth. And I also think it's a really powerful way to connect with each other. In my workshops, a lot of times I focus on how we can use sound to nurture each other, to heal each other, to give each other sound baths. And it's so simple. It can be just 3 people around one person who's seated. And if you just even sing ah, I mean, if you're moved to sing melodies, that's great. But just that, it's profoundly healing. And I know it sounds really simple, but try it. It's one of my absolute favorite things. It's like we give each other back rubs, so give each other sound baths. So I'd like to lead you in a singing meditation for the earth. And this is something you can do at any time. Of course, it's great if you can do it outside, but I think even inside, she hears us. So I invite you to close your eyes and just feel your love and care and reverence for the earth. And in just a few seconds, I'm going to invite you to sing from that place. You're only going to hear me singing, but I'd like to invite you to see if you can feel the others on this call, even if you can't hear them. Thank you all for sharing your hearts in that way. And I left some silence because that's also part of sound. Sometimes the silence afterwards can be really powerful. So that kind of singing, it's something that you can do on your walks, or even just in your meditation, just sending a little sound blessing to the earth. I think it will help. I think she appreciates it. And thank you.
And thank you, Shay. Now we have you live from Wales also. And I just wanted to note that Haley says her cat loved your singing. And Amy from Minnesota says she's sitting under a nest of swifts, birds, and they seem to be taking in the sounds. And then Regina says she could feel the bubbles coming up that form the islands of Hawaii. So thank you for that. Your response to yourself as you listen to yourself.
Oh, my response?
Yes.
I do feel it's so much about listening to the earth right now. And there's something about singing to the earth, which is an offering, and then I think it invites a deeper listening and reciprocity from the earth.
Mm-hmm. Good. Well, I want to come back to you. We're going to hear some other sounds, Shay, and I want to get your response to some of these sounds. We'll come back to them.
Okay.
In just a moment, we're going to hear from a person, Mary Pat Rafferty, and what I want to mention about Mary Pat is that through these 30 or 40 years that we've been listening to visions that people come back from their vision quests, very often they get songs. And very often the songs come through people who don't have any musical background or even think of themselves as being singers. And so Mary Pat is going to tell us about a song that came to her. And I want to invite all of you who think of yourselves as not having musical talent. That's the way Mary Pat thought of herself before she got this song that came to her in a vision. So now we'll listen to Mary Pat and take in the words and also the sounds to that place inside of you that you're opening up: the hip, the heart, the throat, the eyes, the head, all different parts. The stomach, let's not forget the stomach. Okay, Mary Pat.
Hi, I'm Mary Pat Rafferty, and I'm a member of the Earth Tribe and have been for about 25 years. The Circle song is a special song that came to me on my first vision encampment in Changing Woman, New Mexico. We had a delay on the mountain due to a big rock that got stuck in the bottom of the van I was riding in, and we caused a delay in the rest of the cars behind us. So we all had to stop and help each other get out of this situation we were in before any of us could proceed up to the top of this mountain where Will and Judith and others were waiting for us. So when we arrived, we were all a little frazzled from this experience. It took over an hour, all of us cooperating, helping, doing what we could. And William sensed that and asked us all to come together in a circle and to hold hands. And just, we looked around the circle from one to the other, eye to eye. And I remember being so struck by the power of that circle and how the energy then flowing from one to the next did calm us down, kind of brought us back to where we were and why we were there. And so later during that week, I remember trying a few times to write a song about the circle, the power of the circle, but it never happened there. When I got home and processing all of the wonderful experiences of this encampment, I was feeling called to dance one of the directions in the earth dance, based on something said when pipes were given to Gary and to Allison that week, and it was about stepping up to the plate. So I decided it was time for me to step up to the plate and to do what I could, so I volunteered to dance the East. After making the call to William and talking about it, I got off the phone and pulled up my drum, and that's when the circle song arrived. So this is the original version, and I'd like to sing this for you now. The circle surrounds us, the circle embraces, connecting us all as one. The circle surrounds us, the circle embraces, feeling our hearts beat as one. Hey and na, 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 ho. And at the opening of that earth dance, the dance of the East, I had my drum and I walked around the circle beating the drum, and then I sang that song for the first time. And it's become one of our traditional songs now. And I'm so grateful that all these things contributed to bring the power of the circle in a voice form. Now, the song itself morphed several more times. The next version is a version I call the gospel song version of the circle song, which was then followed by a beatnik version, and last but not least, a rap version of this song also came to me. And so I think I'm going to share that version as well, so you can see how this song has grown and changed. And I do have a few props that I have used in the past to sing this song, and so I'll put these on now. The circle surrounds us, I have to say, making a connection in a deeper way. We all are one, I have no doubt. And this is a truth that I must shout out. Now, when you're feeling lonely and can't connect, open your heart. It's like calling collect. Your brothers and your sisters will always be there, like the sun and the moon or a breath of fresh air. The circle surrounds us, I have to say, making a connection in a deeper way. We all are one, I have no doubt. And this is a truth that I must shout out. So ho to the circle song and all its versions, and to all those who have sung along with me over these many years.
She said,
Oh, thank you, Mary Pat. Chris, you have a response?
Oh, I'm so doing that. The first day of school. Mary Pat, that's awesome. Oh, I just adore it. Adore.
One point I want to point out as we take in healing sounds is sound is more primal and basic than meaning and than words. So you notice, I noticed my response through the decades that I've sung this song, that the words that come through, and this is often true of indigenous songs, is that as with Shay's singing, the the sounds are more powerful than the words. And so you remember in that part of the song it says, hey ya na, 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 hey ya na. That's what you sing.
Hmm?
See what you sing. Hey ya na.
Hey na?
Yeah, just sing hey.
Okay. Hey na, 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 hey na.
This is very often what we come to, I think, is this sense of taking in that sound to parts of our bodies. And then someone, and John in Baltimore, says he'd like to hear the gospel version of this. Maybe we'll get that also somewhere down the line. But I want to shift now from Mary Pat. See, we're thinking today, we're experiencing what it's like to be in community as an amplifier of sound. So there's technological amplification, but there's also the sense of our being together that creates a larger and larger rolling of energy through our bodies and through our minds and through our spirits. So I want us to shift now to a gathering around the fire and listening to a very brief chant in an indigenous language around the fire now. So we want to also emphasize healing in community in the next few months. And so we might play something from this as a way. We're going to have some poetry maybe from Carol and so on. So what we want to do is try to bring a little bit of our experience rather than our thoughts. Some of our experience that we can share around the world and we can have shared with us. Right? Shay, we have your audio working now, and rather than get your thoughts about what you just saw, I wonder if you would just sing something in response to what you just saw.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much. And so in response to your singing to what you saw, Judith and I are going to sing this indigenous song in response to what you just sang as we bring sound more and more through our bodies and minds and spirit. Nishita tai in you I oranika, hey, 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 oh, I. Nishita tai in you I oranika, hey, 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 oh, I. Nishita tai in you I oranika, hey, 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 oh, I. Ho. So those words carry the meaning of allowing the fire to burn through us, burn through our constrictions and loosen them up. Nishitai tai inuwa, oranika, hey, hey, oh, my. So I want to bridge now. I got a comment in the chat. Thank you so much for all of that. Leanne is saying, Shay went right in that beat. And wow, she says. And Teresa says, thank you for that. This is, in this way, all of us are bringing our sounds in. And I can kind of feel the sound in the words that you write on the chat. So, now we have a rare privilege of hearing from one of the 13 grandmothers. And this is Flor de Mayo. And she's going to offer us a prayer through her humming. So here we hear this prayer, and allow this prayer to come through you and flow through you.
Beloved Mother, beloved Creator, Maker of the heavens and the earth, beloved Beauty of the sacred dawn, beloved Mother, Grandmothers of the four directions, Heart of the heavens, Heart of the earth, beloved Creator. Awaken us, beloved Mother. Awaken us in this beautiful dawn, beloved Creator. Each and every one of us, beloved Mother, in the four directions, beloved Creator. Awaken us in our hearts, beloved Mother, and bring us the love that we need to share with everyone.
Thank you, Flor de Mayo, that recorded prayer from New Mexico. So thank you for all the contributions that you're making from chats, from from Rusty in Durango, Colorado. This has been a very special time to be with each other. And we're really asking the Creator to help us know how to experience being with each other in this online way. We know it's not like being in person, but it's a bridge that can help us be one world citizens of the earth. So I want to bring now a special guest that we'll have from time to time. I don't know if you can see this wonderful conch shell, but it's a beautiful, beautiful being. This is not an object. This is a being. And the sound that comes out of this conch shell we use in a lot of different ways. And in the future, we'll invite you to be with us on a beautiful buffalo hide. And we'll use this conch shell to help heal aspects of you and us and thus of Earth. But today I want us to use this conch shell, and I was bringing the sound to Shay just a few moments ago before we started the call, and it's a very deep sound, unlike anything I've ever heard before from a conch shell or really any other instrument. And I'm not sure how it'll come across through this particular medium, but I do want you to hear the deep depths of the sea and the depths of the sound of the whales as they come through us, and allow the sound to come to that part of you that is has been constricted but has been loosening up with every sound. And this is the part that mends, knits together what has been torn. And really, to close our time together today, Judith, maybe you'd say a little bit about that sound in your healing.
Mm-hmm. It's a profound sound. And the first time I felt it on my leg where it was injured, I felt the molecules in my leg, the molecules in my body vibrating is all I could say. It was a vibration, a really strong vibration. And I'm not sure that it's gonna completely heal me, but it felt very powerful in terms of the cells in my leg. And I don't know what to call it really, but it was amazing, very amazing. And when Will and I are out on our deck in the morning, he blows that big conch right up against my hip down to my knee, and I can't help but think that it is healing my leg. Aho.
Aho, and may the hips and the stomachs and the guts and the hearts and the heads and all the different aspects of yourselves that you've brought so beautifully and so courageously into our circle today, may they be healed. And we're going to sing this song as a bridge to August the 4th, our next call. Our next call will be the healing power of water. So water as a key of our community. So when we talk about amplification through community, we're not just talking about human community. That's just a tiny part of it. We're talking about the whole sacred web, the network. And water is the prime player. So we're singing this healing song now. to close our time together. Amamai toma, amamai toma, hey na hey Yawakili I toma, amamai toma, amamai toma, amamai toma, amamai toma. Oh, okay. See you again.
We need another couple of octaves.
Thank you so much, Shay.
Yes, that was beautiful, Shay.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mary Pat. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Flor de Mayo. Thank you, Chris. And especially thanks to all of you who took a little time out to become Earth today, to become explicitly Earth. Aho.
Oh.